Luxair Jets is excited to announce the new, most convenient way to fly nonstop from Lexington to historic Saratoga Springs throughout the racing meet. We are now offering exclusive group packages on our luxurious private jets. Each package offers a once-in-a-lifetime experience that you can share with your friends, family, or business partners. Call for pricing and availability.
Time again for the Saratoga Report, brought to you by Luxair Jets. Today's report, we're just going to report on some news, some workouts, some things that are coming up. Going to start with a couple of important workouts that took place here this morning, one on Oklahoma, one on the main track, starting with McCracken, the runner-up in the recent Haskell's. I reported yesterday. He's starting now. He's here and starting on his series of works leading up to the Travers. Worked on the Oklahoma training track. Trainer Ian Wilkes now moving all his works over to Oklahoma after having a horse come back from a work a couple of days ago. Not so good. So now he's staying away from the main track. Going to the Oklahoma training track. Went 48-4 McCracken this morning. Actually was an even move. 24-2 out, 24-2 coming home with a good gallop bout, according to my colleague Dave Grenning, who was over on that side for the work. On the main track after the break, we had Shaman Ghost, recently second of the Suburban. He's getting ready for the Woodward. This was his third work back, and this one didn't work out so well. There was a loose horse on the track as he was making his way to the 5/8 pole to begin the work. He had to abort the move at that point, wait on the turn patiently as the Outriders, who did a great job, finally caught the loose horse. But by that time, there were about 15 other horses waiting to work, all gathered in the same spot. So Shaman Ghost got a little anxious. He was ranked trying to get to the pole, finally broke off at the 5/8 pole and then ran up inevitably into some of that traffic. He ran in behind a Chad Brown team that was working at the same time and got a little reluctant, I guess, coming down the lane. He went 5/8 in 101-2. His final quarter in 25-3. That's just not him. Trainer Jimmy Jerkins was not pleased with what happened, but really out of his control. He still has some time, so he'll bring him back here next week, and hopefully things will go a lot smoother for Shaman Ghost. And speaking of the Travers, too, it looks like there's now 12 to 14 possible horses for the race. The division's so wide open. The status of two of them may be decided this weekend out there on the Maine or Oklahoma tracks when Cloud Computing and Always Dreaming go back out for workouts today following their recent efforts in the Jim Dandy, somewhat disappointing efforts as they were. Also, Classic Empire, as trainer Mark Hasse keeps telling me, he's getting closer and closer to his first work back, but out of consideration for the Travers, as we have reported. One bit of news we got today from trainer Bob Baffert, as Dave Grenning is reporting, Abel Tasman is not coming for the Alabama. That might lead to a little bit bigger field. We have 7 or 8 likely going in there. I talked to trainer Dallas Stewart today. A couple of his big horses who will run here later in the meet are actually doing their training at Churchill Downs. One of those is Forever Unbridled. She worked 5/8 of a mile this morning in 101-3 at Churchill, galloped out in 14, and she's headed for the Personal Ensign. And her stablemate, Tom's Ready, went 5/8 in 102, galloped out in 115. He's coming here for the Forgo, and we do have an important work for the Forgo tomorrow right here, 6 a.m., Mind Your Biscuits. And Joel Rosario will be out there, I believe, on the main track as they get in their major work for what looks like an appearance in the Forgo. As for the training race, it continued, heated up today on today's card, Thursday. Trainers Todd Pletcher and Chad Brown going at it toe-to-toe. Both of them, by the middle of the card, had already won 2 races apiece. Chad Brown won the 3rd and the 4th back-to-back. Todd Pletcher the 2nd and 6th. They were still going at it as the card continued on after we shot this little video, but it's going to go right down to the wire, the two of them. It's going to be a great meet as far as that goes, and as we mentioned the other day, also in the jockey standings. They drew Sunday's card a little while ago, the main event, the Saratoga Special for 2-year-olds, a field of 9 going postmen. One horse to watch in there might be Barry Lee, who's coming in off a huge maiden win for trainer Horacio De Paz. That happened in Laurel, and it's going to happen here the rest of the weekend and the rest of the meet on the Saratoga Report as we continue. We're at the halfway mark Saturday. That's the 20th of 40 cards. Seems like we've already been here for 40 cards, but we still have a long way to go till we conclude the 2017 Saratoga meet, and the coverage of that, the best coverage anywhere, right here on DRF.com.